Hello, viewers. Welcome to this session. Good morning, one and all. I am going to talk about Ode to the West Wind by P.B. Shelley. A critical perspective. Ode to the West Wind is one of the finest poems of Percy Bysshe Shelley, a great romantic poet of England. P.B. Shelley influenced the younger generation of romantic poets such as John Keats, Lord Byron, and many others. Besides William Wordsworth and A.S.T. Coleridge, William Wordsworth and A.S.T. Coleridge were romanticists of the elder generation or older generation, while P.B. Shelley, John Keats, and Lord Byron were poets of the younger generation of the Romantic period. This great visionary poet was born on 1792 in London, England, and he died on 1822 in a boat accident in Italy. Percy Bysshe Shelley, who is popularly known as P.B. Shelley, was a great romantic poet. The younger generation of romantic poets finds out experiences of life in their poetry, or they express experiences of their life in their poetry along with nature or through nature, while the younger generation of the romantic poets expresses beauty, ecstasy, truth in nature, revolution in nature, the messenger of change in nature. P.B. Shelley was a great romantic poet. Matthew Arnold said about P.B. Shelley, P.B. Shelley is a beautiful, ineffectual angel beating his wing in the voids. There are many other poets and critics who have highly appreciated the works of P.B. Shelley, while there are some other poets and critics who have criticized the works of P.B. Shelley. It is remarkable to point out here that P.B. Shelley's works could not get immediate recognition during his lifetime. His works get recognition, appreciation after his death. The critics and the poets found out that P.B. Shelley was a great poet. P.B. Shelley wrote Prometheus Unbound, a lyrical drama. He also wrote many other lyrics. His popular lyrics and poems are Ode to the West Wind, To a Nightingale, To a Skylark, not a nightingale, To a Skylark, and many other odes and lyrics and poems. Ode to the West Wind is a very popular ode. An ode is a poem that is written addressing a person or a thing. Such a poem is called an ode. We have Pindaric odes, we have Horatian ode, we have English odes. Ode to the West Wind is an ode in which the poet addresses the west wind. The poem has 5 cantos or 5 stanzas or 5 sections. The first section of the poem contains 14 lines equal to a sonnet. In the first stanza of the poem, the poet says, "O wild west wind, thou art sister of autumn." The poet addresses the west wind. The poet says that, west wind has tremendous power over the earth. It drives away the dead leaves and sits to the wintry beds where they lie during the summer, and they get germinated into beautiful plants in a spring. Thus the poet says that the west wind is both a destroyer and a preserver. A destroyer means one who destroys each and everything, and preserver means one who saves everything, who saves people. In Hinduism, we have this myth or mythology that Lord Shiva is both destroyer and preserver. P.B. Shelley also talks about this thing in Ode to the West Wind. He says that west wind is both destroyer and preserver, like that of Lord Shiva. In the second stanza of the poem, or in the second section of the poem, the poet talks about the role of the west wind over or in the sky. The poet says that when the west wind blows, it takes up the vapor of the ocean and seas upward. This vapor changes into water. When clouds collide against each other pieces or piece, there comes gentle rain from heaven. Thus, there is rebirth, regeneration, recreation. In the third section of the poem, in the third stanza of the poem, the poet describes the power of the west wind on the ocean, on the sea. The west wind takes away the vapor from the Mediterranean seas, Atlantic seas, oceans and seas, and carries them to the sky, where they get cold and drops down into form of rain, water, fire. In the fourth and fifth stanza of the poem, the poet talks about himself. In the fourth stanza of the poem, the poet says that he wants to be like the west wind. He wants to have the power of the west wind to bring change in the world. He says, make me like the dry leaves, shades, clouds, and harbinger the arrival, the advent of new life, rebirth. In the final section of the poem, in the fifth stanza of the poem, the poet says that he wishes to become a lyre, just as the west wind sings of sweet songs in sadness, in the melodious tone. In the same way, the poet wants to be the lyre of the west wind, so that he may sing his ideas, his thoughts which lie dead. The poet wants to spread them throughout the world, so that the old things may go and the new things may take their place. The last two lines of the poem are very prophetic. The poet says, the trumpet of a prophecy, O wind, if winter comes, can a spring be far behind? Here the poet says that he wants to be the trumpet of the west wind. He wants to herald a new generation, new change in the world. The poet says that if winter comes, winter symbolizes pain, misery, sorrow. Can a spring be far behind? A spring stands for happiness, pleasure, good days. The poet means to say that if there are shadows, if there are bad days, good days are bound to come. The poem is full of alliterations, metaphors, similes, personifications. Oh, wild west wind, this is personification. This is a very fine poem. This poem is composed in iambic pentameter. Each stanza contains 14 lines in iambic pentameter. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, A, B, C, B, C, D, E, D, E, D, E, E. To conclude, Ode to the West Wind is one of the finest poems of P.B. Shelley. It's one of the most popular poems in English literature. Thanks for watching.